Hello, everyone. I'm so glad to have you with me today. I'm very honored and privileged to have with me Lotte Van Rijen, who is a representative for Teo Business School in Amsterdam and other cities throughout Netherlands. So we wanted to provide this information to you so that you could learn and understand more about helping your international students be able to explore and access information and programs in other countries. So welcome, Lotte. I'm glad to have you here today.
Thank you so much, Cyndy, for hosting me and obviously for the introduction. Hi, everyone. Well, as Cyndy already said, my name is Lotte Van Rijen. I am a Dutchie, born and raised in the Netherlands, but also been living in different countries all over the world. I actually did my undergraduate degree at Teo Business School as well. So I'm both an alumni and now I'm working for the international office, where I'm helping out students from all over the world to come to Teo Business School, to find their dream study and to have the best time ever, actually. And I met Cyndy in the States during a conference, which I'm very happy about. And now she gave me the opportunity to share all the information about Teo Business School with you guys and what it's like to actually study in the Netherlands, being an international student. So let's start with the presentation. Well, the first slide is one of the most beautiful canals in Amsterdam city center, where one of our campus is located. And I will explain to you what I'm going to talk about today. So I'm going to talk about Teo Business School in general, and then obviously what to expect of the Netherlands, because that's where the university is located. The different study programs that we offer, the finance aspect, the Teo concept, the admission procedure, and in the end there's a Q&A, but you guys are not here live, so I will skip that one, of course. So let's start from the beginning, the Netherlands. I think for most of you, the Netherlands is quite far away. It is a very tiny country located in Central Europe. And the Netherlands, even though it is small, it's very powerful and very well known worldwide. Also for its studies and its quality of education. And as you can see, we actually have to zoom in on the map. But if we zoom in on the map, we can see Holland, and something that's really nice about the Netherlands is the fact that you can travel to various countries very easily. These are just some examples of traveling to various cities in Europe by train, but you can take the car, the train, the airplane, the boat, to see the rest of the world actually for very affordable rates in very short periods of time, which I would highly recommend you if you decide to move to the Netherlands. What to expect of the Netherlands? I mean, the Netherlands, it's famous for its windmills, wooden shoes, the King's Day, where we celebrate the birthday of our king, our tulips, bicycles, and cheese. We got more bicycles than we have inhabitants in the Netherlands. Most of us do have 2 bicycles. And if you decide to move to the Netherlands, you will have to do everything on your bicycle, because that's just how the country works. Which is a very healthy way of transporting yourself. But besides that, the Netherlands is a very powerful country, as I already mentioned. It's very international as well. We got over 160 different nationalities, both in the working field, but also in the study fields. 10% at least of our students are international in the Netherlands, and we are the #1 non-native English-speaking country in the world. A lot of people think they must speak Dutch when they move to the Netherlands, but this is not the case at all. Everyone speaks perfectly English, and even if you want to find a job, you can do it in English. Top quality of education, many job opportunities. The job market has never been this good in the Netherlands. It's a gateway to Europe, as I just explained. And after graduating from your undergraduate or postgraduate degree, you can stay for 1 more year on your same student visa in the Netherlands to find a job or to start a company called Dutch Orientation Year Visa. And then during this year, which gives you some more time, you can actually try to find a job and get a working visa. All right, so This play button is showing that there are some videos included in the presentation, but due to, you know, sometimes the sound and everything through Zoom, I will not be recording the videos, but I will share the PowerPoint with Cyndy and then she can share the links of the different videos. So, Teo Business School, which is located in the Netherlands only, has 6 campuses spread out. And 4 of them are international campuses: Amsterdam, Utrecht, Rotterdam, and Eindhoven. All 4 cities are completely different. That means that Amsterdam is our capital, our most lively city. Utrecht is our #1 student city in the Netherlands. Rotterdam, of course, has a huge port, very import-export focused, and has a huge university based there called Erasmus University. And then Eindhoven is like the Silicon Valley of Europe. A lot of technical companies, high tech, a lot of design, innovation, but also many, many famous universities and many international students, just like Teo has 4 international campuses. The other 2 are Dutch speaking only. So what is Teo? So as I said, I also did Teo, and always when I try to explain to people what is Teo Business School is a private university. It's a private business school, and it offers programs in English and in Dutch. It's a private business school where you have a lot of personal attention because your classes are very small. There is an average of, let's say, 10 to 12 students, and there's a maximum of 16 students per class. That means that you're working a lot together in personal contact with either your fellow students or your professor. All your professors are working at the same time, either having their own company or they are working in the field of industry. That means that they can give very hands-on examples during their classes, and they're really good connections in your network. That actually also refers to the fact that Teo has a huge network in terms of internships, job opportunities, you name it. During your studies at Teo, which I will explain later, there are a lot of possibilities to go abroad. We have a lot of extracurricular events, many student activities, which gives you the best time ever. Besides that, we are the #1 small university for over 11 years in a row, and we really believe in the fact of learning by doing. That is Teo in a nutshell. What makes Teo unique? As I said, we're the #1 best small university in the Netherlands. Study programs fully taught in English, accelerated studying. You get a personal study coach throughout your entire study program. It's a very safe and welcoming student study environment. That being said, that means that a lot of people are actually hanging out at our campuses. People study there, they work together, there's an entrepreneurial spirit. People really like to stay at the university. It feels like a second home. And that's how it also felt to me. Practical approach, lectures from the industry, 99 to 99.9 visa application acceptance rate in the Netherlands. And we have housing available for all non-EU students for sure during the first year. Afterwards, we guide you to find housing for your following years because housing is an issue in the Netherlands. Another video, but again, this one can be shared by Cyndy later on. So, our study programs. We actually do have 4 English taught undergraduate programs and 1 postgraduate program called an MBA. So our 4 undergraduate programs are International Business Management, Commerce, Economics and Entrepreneurship, Hotel and Event Management, and International Tourism Management. All of our courses are very much focused on management. They are all preparing you guys to start working. So it's not just a university where you get theoretical knowledge. It's a university where you actually become prepared and become ready to start working in the real world. You get soft skills, hard skills, a lot of management skills. But then again, all of these programs, of which I did international business management, do have, of course, their focus areas. And then the Master of Business Administration, an MBA. Our undergraduate programs are 4 or 3-year programs, depending on your motivation and whether you are willing to do your internships during summer. The MBA is a 1-year program. as I said, 3 or 4 years. And then we also have an associate degree, which gives you a diploma that's a little bit less worth than the full degree diploma. But you also have the opportunity to do an associate degree in 2 years and already start working. Almost 70% of our students actually do their undergraduate degree in 3 years. And here is it showing the timetable. As you can see, 2 semesters, and then you will have 2 internships during summer. And then in your final year, you have a minor in the 2nd semester and your final thesis during summer. In case you decide to do your undergraduate in 4 years, you do have summer break. Learning by doing. Teo University, Teo Business School really believes in learning by doing. And personally, I enjoyed this so much. I wasn't the type of student that was always willing to read books, read articles. I wanted to do things. I wanted to be busy with my hands and with my brain at the same time. And that's what Teo stands for. So as you can see, only 20% more or less are classroom courses, and the rest is very practical, very learning by doing focused. Internships, projects, final thesis. Just to give you an example of a project, let me think of one. With the IBM course, for example, we have the project called Stocks and Bonds. And with stocks and bonds, you're actually going to trade in stocks and futures with a fake portfolio of 100,000 euros. You will compete with all the other students, and the top 5 will have to present their strategy after 9 weeks in the Central European Bank. And the winner gets an actual money prize. Another example of a project is Students' Company, where you actually have to set up a real company together with your with your classmates, and actually really start selling, find investors, do the marketing and everything. And if it's successful, you can continue it after the course, which is super, super cool. And you really learn by just doing these projects. So learning by doing also means that there are a lot of contact hours in the university, which I really appreciated. That means that if you are coming to Teo as an international student, you do not have to do a lot of self-study. It means that you will be in university most of the time, working with your fellow students, brainstorming together, creating projects together, developing ideas together, instead of being at home all the time or being in a library on your own. All cancelled lectures get rescheduled, and the lessons are between 9 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. As I said, you will have to do 2 internships at least during your undergraduate program. And an internship means that you're actually going to work for at least 13 weeks minimum. And you can do this internship either at a company that's already in the database of Teo, spread all over the world, or you can come up with your own company, propose it to your study coach, and he or she can actually tell you if it's a yes or a no. For example, I did my internships in Barcelona and London, and I had the best time ever. I learned so much from my internships. I was just 18 years old when I went to do my first internship, and that's how you actually learn. That's where you can put everything you've learned in the classroom into practice. And that's where you really get to understand what you like and what you don't like. We do offer career events as well with Teo, and it's a really good opportunity to already set up your own network. As you can see, the progression into permanent employment is 40 to 50% among Teo students after they did the internship. So just very briefly, because I assume that you guys are more interested in the undergraduate program, but we do have an MBA. And this is a 1-year program of which no GMAT is needed, no work experience is needed. We actually want to attract those that have 0 to 3 years of work experience. And throughout this MBA, which you can do after 3 years of undergraduate, 1 year of MBA, you can actually get an undergraduate and master degree in just 4 years' time at Teo. The Master of Business Administration has a core program that is the same for every student, and then you can specialize, which is quite unique for an MBA all around the world, either in international management, hospitality, or commercial management. Then there's a study trip involved, just like with all the undergraduate programs, where you're going to go to another European city in your 3rd year for the undergraduate program, and during your MBA, obviously in the only year that's there. Development program to actually develop yourself to become the best professional possible, and a final thesis. This map is really nice because it's just slowly showing you guys some dots. And these dots, they represent actually some partner universities of us where you can do an exchange program during your undergraduate study program for 6 months until a year. And it also shows some countries where some of our students did the internship. But trust me, there are many, many, many more that are not on this map. But just to give you an idea of where you can go, and we got something represented in every single continent. I really enjoy this title. At Teo, you are not just a number. And what do we mean with this? If you decide to go to a public university in the Netherlands or somewhere else, it can be, or it will be the case that you are student number 2841. And the professors, they don't know you by name. They just know that you exist. You're one of the students. And this can be quite harsh, especially on international students moving all the way to a different continent like Europe to the Netherlands. And then sometimes it is possible that you feel a bit lost because it's very individualistic. At TO, it is not the case. You have small classes, everyone knows you, you're hanging out with everyone at school. We have a very active student society as well. The professors, they know you by name. So you really feel known, you really feel heard. And also if you have, for example, an idea of your own company, or if you want to start something, or if there are extracurricular events that you would like to do, the professors, they think with you and they can help you out. As an optimal guidance and support, that means that you get your own study coach during your entire undergraduate or postgraduate study program. This study coach, he or she is there to talk about, okay, so how is it going? How are you feeling? What kind of internship do you want? How are your grades going? What do you think of the classes? Options to take extra classes. So this is very nice, especially as an international student, to have optimal guidance and support. We are not just saying that we are the best. We actually got awards offered many times. Best ranked programs 11 years in a row. Excellent scores in the National Student Survey. Best small scale university. And 8 times gold in Elsevier Study Choice Survey, which are very prestigious and well-known surveys here in the Netherlands, looking at all the different aspects in terms of education. So we are private education, and with private education, there's a drive to succeed. But at Teo Business School, it's not the drive that you have to be perfect. No, not at all. You have to be the best. No, not at all. It's a good atmosphere where everyone knows each other and we support each other and we work together. Very safe environment as well. Cognatio, which is a video, which I unfortunately can't show you, but this is our student society that's super active. With Cognatio, which I would highly recommend you to become part of when you study at Teo, you can go on ski trips to Austria. You can go to the networking events. You can go to their parties. You can go to their after work drinks. You can go to their TED Talks. Like they organize a lot, and it's just for Teo students. But for Teo students all over the Netherlands. So again, I would highly recommend you to become part of Cognatio. The requirements for international students. At Teo Business School, we really believe in the power of attracting those kids that sometimes maybe do not have the best score, but are very creative and very eager to learn. So we don't require a GPA. It depends per school and per high school if your diploma is sufficient enough. So our admissions officer will dive into your diploma and we'll see whether it's eligible or not, and whether you have to do an English proficiency test or not. Obviously, if you are from the United States, you got the United States nationality, you don't have to do an English test, but it depends on your nationality, your passport, and obviously the type of education that you finished. Some examples: IB program, German Abitur, British GCE A levels, the French baccalaureate, American high school are all examples of diplomas that are admissible for Teo. So the cost, our annual tuition fee is €22,250 per year for everyone. Dutch students, EU students, non-EU students, for everyone the same. You can pay this tuition fee in one installment where you will get a 350 euros discount, or in 12 installments, meaning you will pay on a monthly base. It includes everything except housing. And there's also a one-time enrollment fee when you start the application procedure. Then for our non-EU students, there is a package fee. And this package fee, as is 11,500 euros. The package fee is being set by the Dutch government. That means that the Dutch government is like, okay, so you attract students from all over the world. We want to arrange their visa together with you, Teo, because we arrange your visa, but we do need proof of financial needs of 11,500 euros. So if you get accepted to Teo, first thing you have to transfer is 11,500 euros. And with this amount of money, we can start the visa application process. Besides, we arrange your insurance, so you're insured throughout your studies. Then this 11,500 euros also includes the housing that we offer for the first year. The housing is housing that's not on the campus, but it's in the city center, it's very, very close by to the university. And this housing is from a third party where you have either your own bedroom or studio, and where you will share it with international students from other universities as well. In case you do not want to make use of our housing, you don't have to pay the housing, so you don't have to pay the entire package fee, but you pay the package fee light. The package fee light is 11,500 euros minus 8,300 euros, but you do have to prove a bank guarantee or a bank statement that you do have these 8,300 euros on your bank account. So you pay less, but you still have to prove it. But if you pay the whole package fee, you already paid for your housing. And then the deposit will be withdrawn from the tuition fee at the end of the year. Teo also offers scholarships, but our scholarships are not the type of scholarships you may be familiar with in the States. We have talent scholarships, and talent scholarships, they are being given away every year again. That means that every year again, you can apply for one of our scholarships that goes up until 50% of your annual tuition fee. These scholarships, they are very much focused on who are you as a student? What is your motivation? What are your grades? Why do you deserve this scholarship? What are the extracurricular events that you do? But please don't hesitate to apply for one. Then the final part, the admission procedure. Sorry again. Since we are private, our admission procedure is very easy. You do not have to register at StudyLink. StudyLink is just for the public universities in the Netherlands. We are private. That means that you just go to our website, you choose your program, you fill in your details, you get an email from our admissions office saying that you have to pay 95 euros enrollment fee and send your documents. Copy of passport, transcript of records in case you already got it, high school diploma or English proficiency. Then we will schedule an online intake interview with you, and in case everything goes well, you will be enrolled. If you are a non-EU student, you will have to pay the package fee and we will start the visa procedure. We have 2 moments of enrollment, either in September or in January. And here on the slide, you can see the deadlines to apply. So if you are non-EU, you can still apply until the 15th of June for September and the 15th of October for January. And if you are an EU student, you can apply until the 1st of September or the 1st of January. Final slide, guys. I know it's been quite some information, but I want to finish the presentation with why Teo. Why did I choose Teo? Well, I chose Teo because I was like you guys, I was 17, 18 years old. I didn't know what to do. But I wanted to find a university where I was not just a number, but where I could really develop myself in a creative way. And a business school where there were a lot of opportunities, a huge network, and where I would really feel at home. And to be honest, I really had the best time ever. And that's why I'm doing these presentations and this work that I'm doing right now. It's such a nice environment for both national and international students, and it gives so many opportunities, either in the Netherlands or abroad. And I really enjoyed the learning by doing as well. So thank you so much for listening. You can contact us either through the website, via admissions@teo.nl or my personal email address. Follow us on Instagram or even send a WhatsApp. But feel free to ask us any question or to ask me any question. Or we can always have a call or anything like. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lotte. That is, I think that's really eye-opening for us to be able to look at and explore and have you explain, especially because you were a student there and your experiences then translate into helping other students and helping us as counselors and advisors knowing what to do and what to recommend for our students. So that's very helpful. I did a little calculations based. This is the thing that I really want people to understand throughout the world, because I have students in all countries, in Asian countries, European countries, Middle East, all over the world. And so our students go to all these different destinations, but from a comparison from the US, looking at the cost, in American dollars, it adds up to around $40,000 US for a whole year, tuition and room and board. First of all, there's no private school let me rephrase that. There's very few private schools in the US that you can go to attend at $40,000 or less. The more competitive elite colleges are $80,000 or plus. And the hands-on, the 2 internships, being able to get a degree in 3 years plus do an MBA, you can get out in 4 years and have, as you said, some real live world experience. And you've got a master's degree, whereas maybe your peers are just still working on their degree. And here in California, where I reside, the average length of time to get your degree is not 4 years. It's more like 5.5, 6. So you're out and able to start employment and start working up to 2 years, up to 3 years sooner than many other peers. So I think that's something more and more students are looking at and families are looking at, and especially Generation Z. They're looking at the costs. They don't want to take on a lot of debt, and they want that return on the investment. So do you know, Lotte, are students at Teo able to take out the student loans? I know some international European school students are able to qualify for student loans, American students. Is that the case at Teo? Do you know?
What kind of student loans do you mean exactly? Like loans in the Netherlands or?
Well, they're through the direct loans through the US government, but a lot of students, US students, can take them out at international schools in other countries.
Oh, I don't know this actually, to be honest, if this is possible. So is it something that, for example, Teo has to be on the list, for example, within the United States? Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna dive into this because I don't know yet, because we are new to the American market. We do already receive some American students, but most likely they were able to afford it themselves without any loan. But let me check if you can maybe share with me like the organization that's provides this list.
Yeah, I will definitely do that. But I think without it, even without it, it is still, as you said, many students are able to afford it. And, it is definitely affordable. I was just checking here in California, UCLA, UC Berkeley, for our in-state students, it's at least 30 to 35,000. And so if I can tell students they can spend another $5,000 and go to the Netherlands and be able to have that international experience, especially if a student's looking at international business, hospitality, all those different areas that are covered, the range of experience is going to be so much more. So,
yeah.
And if someone wants to reach you and ask you questions, you have your email and all your contact information, and it'll also be in the show notes too. So thank you very much. This has been very informative, and
my pleasure.
It'll be used by many students. So thank you.
Nice. Thank you so much, Cyndy.